Hey guys, this is Hades. This is a Dragonheir video. I'd like to thank Dragonheir for sponsoring this one. There will be a link down below in the pinned comment, as well as a QR code that you can get involved with and come and join me in this game. I'm currently playing my Season 1 account. I started fresh a couple of weeks back, and I want to show you, after some cool summons, like my first real push into the VORTEX clan boss. And you want to be doing this on a daily basis. It's really good for rewards. So let's get in there and show you what the hell is going on. Going to the temporal vortex. Here's the beast down here. This is like basically a chance to get daily rewards like worm arrow, summons, energy, nice sort of psychic core bonuses as well. So we're going to get stuck in. Now I've done a bunch of videos recently where I've showed some summons. You know, I've been summoning right the way through this free to play experience. I've got a few more kind of like stacked up in terms of worm arrow, but I haven't really been picking up many more Heliite dice. If you remember, if you've been watching, I hit my 80 summons and got my guaranteed legendary just in my last video. So I've actually picked up in my last video Felicity, who's a wild hero with sort of burn mechanics. She actually pairs really nicely because poison and burn or fire pair up in this elemental affinity setup. I've actually got a really good setup here with Frerbath as my tank, Adolphus as my support shield champion, and then we've got Felicity in there for most of my damage. So they're my kind of like three key ones, and you really need to build around the heroes that you pick up. Now playing this one free to play, I don't have like tons of scrolls for my legendary heroes to, you know, book up their abilities. So we've actually got them pretty much running vanilla, but with the gear that I've now been able to grind up since I've been running quite a lot of Grave of Venom. So I guess talking through, let's get into the fight so you can see the team in full. We're fighting stage 2 of the Vortex at this point, about 3 weeks into this account as free to play. And you can see I've got majority fire team with Frerbath as my main tank. So Frerbath in his tank, I do have him fully strolled up. He's well worth strolling up. He's such a good hero. We've got the Banner of Oath as an artifact. So this is giving me extra defense when I've got allies around me. That's why I've got him surrounded right now. We've got the Still Haste ability 2-piece set here, which is kind of helping me stay alive. It's also got main stats on it that I want. Things like accuracy and defense. Accuracy mainly here. I want him to land his abilities, which we'll go through in a minute. Yeah, you can see it's kind of like looking for accuracy, defense, and HP as the kind of like main stats I'm after. Accuracy main stat on the chest with some more HP there. And then we've got the defense % gloves, again with a bit of resistance as well. In terms of my rune now, I'm starting to farm runes. We've got main defense rune with some skill haste, excuse me. And he's got defense in all dungeon battles. He's got the ability, so when dealing damage to enemies under debuffs, which we'll do with this team, the hero's got a chance of healing an ally with the lowest HP and dispelling. We've got voodoo therapy here, basically creates healing around him. And then we've got poison damage and, most importantly here, attack penalty. So he's putting decreased attack on the boss before we take hits. And we've got it kind of set up on a timer so that he's going to land that just before the boss does his ult each time. Alongside him as a support, so this is my other legendary pool, Dorica. She's wearing the Crown of the Unclean. This is a must pick up artifact. I did do a video on artifacts. Loads of people didn't watch it. Go and watch that video. It's really helpful for people trying to understand the game. This is putting defense penalty on the boss. You can see we're kind of like focusing on basically defensive stats again. So it's mainly in there to kind of stay alive and land ability. So high accuracy in this build as well. We've actually got like a 170, 180 odd accuracy in this build. So we've got accuracy penalty and fire damage. We've got accuracy bonus to the team, and then block buff prohibition on the boss, and basically in there as a support hero. We've then got my other legendary. So you definitely don't need like multiple legendaries for this fight, but I figured I've got some, I'm going to use them. Built in a damage build, so one of the wild team as well here. No scrolls involved. Gone for some crit rate and crit damage, and that's given us about a 50% crit rate and a decent wedge of crit damage. We've got the artifact here which gives us bonus damage on the ults, as well as kind of like attack boost, crit damage boost. So my gear's starting to ramp up, but I'm still not anywhere near like end game gear at the moment. But yeah, mainly in there to land lots of damage as quick as I can. I've taken sorry, no, I haven't. I've taken Adolphus, basically gaining more shield. Adolphus is all about shielding our heroes. Again, I've got him scrolled up. So we're putting shields out. We're putting, again, more fire damage to enemies and granting shields for allies. So everything about him is basically protect my team. And then the last one is Felicity here, which I showed you earlier, but high crit rate, some crit damage. And she's mainly in there to do damage for my squad. She's taking the eyeball, which gives me bonus damage when I'm doing my ults. So let's get in the mix here and fight the mighty Vortex. And basically what we've got here, so the Vortex is going to ramp up his damage over time. You can see we've got both my Frerbath and Adolphus locked in terms of their skill timers to go off just before he does his ult. Everyone else is using ults at free will. They're mainly my damage ults, but the two here now, 1, 2, unleash their ultimate abilities at the right time, so we're not taking like maximum damage from the boss, which is super important. And I guess, yeah, let's watch this bad boy play out and see what sort of damage numbers I can do 3 weeks in against the Vortex. Well, you can see I just started to get whacked. 11 million damage though, so I've hit the kind of like cap of damage. I've also hit the 1 key for Vortex 2, which means now I can try Vortex 3 tomorrow and get things moving on. But really, really solid team. And definitely in Dragonheir, it's about building teams. You know, so, you know, double support with a really solid tank, 2 damage dealers, 1 enabling the other. A really good kind of like grouped of affinities. And, you know, when you, let's just save that. That's going to be the big hit for the day. When you're trying to build those teams out, you do want to be checking out your Psychic core and making sure that you're building for the right type of elements. So you can see here, you know, we're basically building anything into that kind of like fire poison team that I can at this moment in time, because I know that's the direction I'm going. Eventually, we're going to have to start to build out into some other elements as well. You can kind of see anything fire poison. We're basically building that up to give me more survivability and more damage. As I say, as I move further into late game, I'll start to build out the other elements as well, because I'm going to be doing things like Pillar of Trial, things like Famiander, and the world bosses, where you do need to build up other teams as well. But there you go, guys. That's me taking down the Vortex. Don't forget to download if you want to get involved on the links down below or the QR code. And thanks again, Dragonheir, for sponsoring the video. I'll see you in the next one.